and welcome to Buzz TV. I'm your host, Adrienne Houghton, and we have got an exciting show for you today. There's everything from restaurants and charities and galleries and something for everyone, really family favorites. So watch this space and find out more on Buzz TV.
Welcome back to another episode of On a Mission. I'm your host, Dr. Wendy Norfleet with Norfleet Integrated Solutions, and it is my pleasure to have with me today Pam Smith with PF Smith Consulting, LLC. Welcome, Pam.
Oh, thank you, Wendy.
So, Pam, tell us a little bit about your business, yourself. I know you are a financial consulting.
Yes.
So you are like a CFO for hire.
Absolutely.
Okay, so tell us how you got into that.
All right, let me tell you a little bit about that. So after about 28 years working in corporate finance, I retired. And I moved down here to North Florida about 5 years ago.
Okay.
And it was always a dream to open my own business doing exactly what you said, a little bit of CFO for hire.
Okay.
And so I opened the business in 2017. And what I do is I help small businesses or entrepreneurs. And I love entrepreneurs. They're courageous, they're brave, they're adventurous, and they love what they do. But sometimes they need a little help with things like, should I hire a new person? When do I open up a new building? Or why am I not making as much profit as I thought I should be? And that's when I can come in and help them. And so go through a little assessment, determine the best way to give them a solution to address their issue, and go from there. So I like to come in, help them out, and then move on. It's been something I've done for over 30 years now. It's something that I love to do. I'm passionate about it. And I was able to retire from corporate about 5 years ago, so I can do this, which is follow my passion.
Well, that sounds awesome. And I'm going to tell you, we may have to talk after. I have a small business. But I like that. And I think you're correct because, you know, I'm really good at finances, but also trying to run the business, do the financing and everything. Sometimes you get so in the business, you're not running it.
Exactly. And that's how I like to come in and help folks because, for example, you're very passionate about the work that you do. But even though you might know financials, sometimes you just need a little help. You just need somebody in your ear saying, okay, I would recommend you look at solution A or solution B. And that way you can elevate, you can focus on your strategy, you can focus on your clients, you can focus on the bigger picture things and not get so bogged down with how come client so-and-so hasn't paid me yet and it's backing up my cash flow.
Right.
So it's a way to help business owners elevate to go do the thing that they love to do. And then I can help them with either the back office pieces or the things that are kind of bogging them down from a financial point of view.
Right. And you're exactly right. You can do it, but sometimes trying to make a decision which way you want to go, it takes a little bit of research. I was doing some research for something the other day, and I said, oh, this is like a day and a half that I could have been doing something else.
Well, that's why I like to say hire people that know how to do it.
Right.
And so I am one of those people, and I'll do that research on your behalf.
Okay, just give me, which was pros and cons of both ways,
that's right? That's exactly right.
All right, that's great. And so I take it that business is great because there's, like, we are like an entrepreneur capital.
You know, business is going very well. But I will tell you, Wendy, working with people on their financials is a little challenging because it's a sensitive area, right? So it's one thing to be able to tell people, I can help you, I can coach you on your business, but I have to come in, I have to look at your income statement, I have to look at your balance sheet, I'm looking at your cash flow. Mm-hmm. That's very sensitive information for folks, and so they want to make sure, they want to get to know you a little bit, they want to make sure that, do you really know what you're doing? Can you please tell me a little bit about your background? Right. And then they expose their vulnerability to you, and so they have to know they can trust you. And that's one of the key things. I like to build relationships with folks and so that they understand I really am here to just make your life better, help you achieve your financial goals so that you can go off and do the other things that you want to do in life.
I think that's for most coaching because even I do like individual and business coaching.
Right.
And I have a new client maybe about 2 or 3 months ago. And I know that first couple of weeks it was really kind of, you know, filling each other out a little bit.
Exactly.
And making sure, because it's personal, because I'm asking you questions that you probably are not honest about with anyone else.
You said it so well, because one client told me, I'm telling you something I haven't even told my wife. And so that because it's financials.
Right.
And that's one of the things people like to keep very close to the vest. And I understand that. And so because I come from big business and background and dealing with big dollars, I like to help people with, I can help you with something that is as small as $1,000, as big as a couple of $1 million. Let's figure it out.
Okay.
You just want to help people be their best self.
So what's your average length working with a client? Do you have like an average length, or it varies from client to client?
It varies. It can be something as fast as over in a week, or I've actually worked with a client for about 6 months.
Okay. Wow. So if someone wants to get in touch with you or find out a little bit more about you and maybe go through that, that first period where you're trying to get to know you, if you're the right one, because, I tell people that picking a coach or a consultant is like dating. You got to click.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, they can go to my website, which is pamfsmithconsulting.com, or they can just email me at pam@pfsmithconsulting.com.
Okay. Pam, thank you so much for coming on the show. And I'm going to tell you, everyone, I hope you heard, this is our CFO for hire. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of On a Mission. To learn more about Pam Smith and PF Smith Consulting, please go to iwannabuzz.com. And we'll see you next time on Buzz TV.
Hello, I'm John Rutherford from the United States House of Representatives, and I am a watchstander.
Hi, I'm Michelle McManaman from Operation Uniform, and I am a watchstander, and so is everyone in my organization.
I'm Damika Jackson. I'm the president of the Jacksonville Veterans Chamber of Commerce, and I am a watchstander.
Hi, I'm Luke Lewis with Xera Realty.
I am Ant Stroud with the Ant Stroud Group.
I'm Bruce Thompson. I'm the Vice President of the Veterans Chamber of Commerce.
And I am a watchstander.
I am a watchstander.
I'm a watchstander.
Each year, over 6,000 U.S. military veterans take their own lives, including one per week in Northeast Florida. The Fire Watch is our community's fight to end veteran suicide. Join us. Become a watchstander today at thefirewatch.org. Together, we will end veteran suicide.
Greetings and welcome to Caring for Seniors. I am your host, Adrienne Houghton. Each week I sit down with Dave Stieglitz, who is the president of Oasis Senior Advisors Jacksonville, and we discuss all aspects of senior living, from housing through to financial planning and everything in between. Today, we're delighted to welcome Miguel Coles from Ideal Move, and we're going to find out all about that. Welcome, Miguel.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolute pleasure. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to start Ideal Move.
All right, so I started my career working for the PGA Tour here in Jacksonville, Florida, and did tournament operations and marketing. Then I went back to business school, and when I came back, I had a career in logistics. Enjoyed all those jobs, but I always wanted to do something more meaningful and rewarding. And when I learned about this company, it really met all those goals that I had. But that also brings me to something that that's what inspired me to get into it. But the great thing is our employees also have a similar interest. They want to help people, and they love the interior design aspect of it, and they love organizing. So this is a great job for them, and it's nice that the entire group has these same goals in mind.
So tell us a little bit about the services that you offer.
Right, so we help senior adults when they're moving typically to a smaller home. They've typically spent many years in their current home, accumulated a lot of things throughout the years. Most of them are very meaningful to them. They have a lot of memories. And now they're going to a space where they can't take it all. So they have to make a lot of difficult choices, a lot of decisions. There's a lot of planning they have to put into place. And it's extremely stressful. And a lot of them also sometimes don't have family that can help them through this. So we come in and we help them make all those choices. We help them decide how they're going to lay out their new home, how furniture is going to fit. We actually do all the packing for them. We make sure that the move is done correctly, and then we set up their home and their technology in their new home. Our goal is for clients to walk into a home and they love it and they can enjoy it right away. instead of doing what I've done myself, which is walk into a home full of boxes, and it'll take me weeks
Yes.
to unpack it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I mean, who loves moving? Nobody.
Yeah.
You briefly touched, you said the word technology.
Yes.
And that is a stumbling block for so many seniors. How do I set this stinking TV up and all these things
Yes.
and everything? Expand on that a little bit.
Well, it's a challenge for everybody, and including for me. We depend so much on technology these days. We're entertained by it. We communicate with our family through it. And when you move to a new home, there's this whole transfer process that is not easy. And it's difficult to deal with those companies sometimes too. But we do it so often that we really can take what you have in your current home and have it set up exactly the same way in your new home. So you can come in and you can, the first night home, you can watch TV, you can use your printer, you can call somebody. When you don't do that, you might actually spend a couple of weeks a little bit excommunicated and really not having any fun in your house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
or in your
exactly.
home.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I can imagine many of them you run into that they probably didn't even set it up themselves. Probably an adult children came in. Let me
Yes.
set this up for you, Dad, and all this kind of stuff. But
Yes.
it's-
Exactly.
yeah, so
A
many
lot of,
clients I have, they are frozen by the thought of downsizing. What am I going to do with all my stuff? And it stops them dead in their tracks. I can't until I figure out what I'm going to do with my stuff. I can't move forward.
Exactly. I think a lot of people can't make the move because they don't know where to begin. And we actually have team members that are so good at that, because a lot of that is really not about the belongings. It's really about the psychology. And that's something we're really focused on, is how do we help you get through this? And once you get started with the right approaches, it becomes a lot easier. So the point that you can get to a place where you find yourself happier with less things to worry about than before.
So actually, do you have people that come into the home and just sit and chat to the clients to find out what they need, what they don't need, where their head is at, whether that horrible, ugly dresser in the corner means everything to them or means nothing?
Exactly. Thank you. That's such a great question. We absolutely do go in, and there's a lot of listening. And exactly like you said, you may find an item that seems meaningless to you, but it means so much to that person, and that's what matters. It doesn't matter what it means to anybody else. What matters is what it means to them. So like, this is something that you need to keep and bring with you to your new home, because you want to be as happy as possible there. Then there are other things that maybe you wish your daughter, you wish she had it. Well, you might as well enjoy her having it now and not give it to her later. So there's really a lot of
Yes.
interesting strategy you can take to make it. It can actually be a fun process. Once you get started, you can realize that. Before, it just looks too daunting.
Exactly. Now, you mentioned earlier about your employees and interior design, and so how much of that goes into placing the furniture and all their belongings into the new home?
It's actually extremely important, because it starts the planning. We know where we want to end up, and you got to start correctly. If you know what furniture you're going to take and how it's going to be laid out, we can ensure you're going to have a home that's not only comfortable but also functional and safe. And that's going to give you a place where all the belongings you're taking. Think about this too. We want the movers to come in with a heavy couch, and we want to put it where it goes the first time.
Right.
If you don't have a plan, you might set it on one wall, then decide I don't like it there. Then you're going to have to pay the movers to move it to another spot. You're just spending money. And if ultimately you realize it doesn't fit in this house, now you're spending more money having them move it somewhere else.
So do you have like a project manager who comes in and says to the people that are actually moving it, this needs to go exactly here, it's got to be 3 feet from here and 6 feet from there, and it's got to be facing?
Absolutely, and it's very specific, because most of our clients want to take as much as possible.
Of course.
So we actually do a lot of measuring so that we can put as many things as possible there while making it look great. Putting things in the right place and having planned it correctly is really the key to a successful move. If not, it can become a lot more chaotic than what you want.
Just the thought of it is daunting. I mean, I look around at my place and think, I could probably empty 4 or 5 closets and not even notice that I've done it. And it's starting it early, really. And talking about starting it early, other tips that you can suggest? I'm not expecting you to sort of, tell everyone, but are there tips for beginning the transition to a smaller property, to smaller cupboards, to, are there things that we should be doing now rather than waiting until it's too late?
Yes, there are. The sooner you get started, the better.
Right.
Because it becomes a lot easier, and you can start. And once you see the progress, it all becomes easier. It's the starting point is the hardest, and it's best to start in areas with things you don't use as much, because that's easier to make those decisions. And then you see, look, I'm making progress. I can keep doing this. We actually sometimes give, if they want it, we can give our clients homework. We don't have to do all of it for them, but we can kind of teach them how to do these things so they can make progress on their own. And a lot of them really tell us, like, this is fun, which is amazing to think about when you haven't done this. I can tell you that one of the first clients I met had so many books that I thought I could not read all those books in my lifetime. And I said, when I get home, I need to try to clear out this wall I have, these shelves I have full of books. And I was able to choose 6 books to get rid of. Because all of them had a memory and some meaning to me, and it was really tough. So in my stage of my life, I, to a smaller degree, can experience what our clients go through.
Do you offer services other than moving? I mean, for instance, if somebody said to you, okay, well, we don't need it yet, but we do need to start downsizing, do you offer a...
Absolutely.
Oh, you
Absolutely.
do?
We have a right sizing and organizing service.
Oh, perfect.
Right sizing is helping you, decide what you do want to keep, what you need, what you can do without. And organizing really is having your home be as comfortable as possible. A lot of times when we're finished helping somebody, their home looks wonderful. But over time, it gets a little bit messier because not everybody is able to upkeep it. And we can come back and kind of sustain that organization for you.
So let's break down the services that you offer. You do the moving, you do the planning. Tell us the rest.
Yes, I would call them. We do space planning, we do right sizing, we do the packing service. We do what we call move management, which is we do all the logistics, whether it's movers, donation resources, estate sales, consignment. We help you get all that arranged. We set up your new home, which includes hanging your paintings or any other art you have. The technology component. We can maintain your organization. And one thing to clarify is we do not have moving trucks ourselves. We partner with the best moving companies in town. And that way we have access to a lot of trucks and a lot of options for our customers.
I mean, obviously you work with a lot of them, so you know what's the best for the area, etc., etc.
Our team, I would say, is more made up of people with measuring tape and a strong interest in how to make the home look good and be functional and comfortable.
Yeah. Gosh, that's wonderful. That's something special, I think, because there's a lot of people that are really confused out there and don't actually know that there is a place that they can go to. There's a company that they can contact just for them.
Yes. So I really feel for people that don't know about services like this, I feel for them because they made a good choice to go to a new home. But then they have this big project, and they might not have that much fun in their new home because they're full of all these boxes, and that's all they have to do all the time. It feels like it's never ending. We actually learned of a lady that needed help. She could not do this herself. We were fully booked, and we felt really bad for her. So I just sent out a message to our entire team saying, there's somebody that needs our help, but we don't have time, in our schedule. If somebody somehow can go help her, let me know. And different team members, when they finished early in one job, they went over there and they helped her. Some of them went on the weekend and helped her, and she was really happy with the services.
How fantastic.
That's awesome.
How fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah.
Now, we just have to state that you don't just do this for seniors. It could be anybody.
Exactly. Over the years, we've met lots of people that say, well, I'm not a senior. I really would like to do this. So we offer services to anybody. I have a friend who said, I want to buy a new home, but I don't want to move. But he said, but now that I know this exists, now I'm willing to do it.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you for myself, I have young kids, and I would not be willing to go through weeks of packing with my kids running around the house and then moving into a house full of boxes and not knowing where things are. But if we could do it in 3 days, I could easily handle that.
Fantastic. So if people want to find out more about you, and contact you and get some more information,
Great.
how do they do that?
Yeah, so our website is www.myidealmove.com, and our phone number is 904-826-7055. And we can come talk to you at no charge to see what you need, how we can help you, and we can tailor something for your situation.
Miguel, thank you for coming in and
Great.
telling us about Ideal Home.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you.
Good to see you.
And if there's any more information you'd like, you can always find it on myidealmove.com and also on iwannabuzz.com. Thank you for watching.
Welcome back to another episode of On a Mission. I'm your host, Dr. Wendy Norfleet with Norfleet Integrated Solutions, and it's my pleasure to have with me Jessie Miller with Epic Outreach. Welcome, Jessie.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, Jessie, tell us a little bit about Epic Outreach.
Yeah, so Epic Outreach is a 501c3 nonprofit organization in Jacksonville, and EPIC is actually an acronym.
Okay.
So it stands for Educating People, Inspiring Compassion.
Okay.
So we're all about education outreach for kids and adults, and we teach about being kind and compassionate to each other, to the planet, and to animals.
Okay.
And so that's our main mission.
So you
you
just want people to be humane and be kind, right?
We do, yeah. It's a passion of mine. I've had that vision for a really long time, and Epic's been around since 2015. And we used to go into schools. We still do, and that was our main focus, was going in and teaching kids. So we teach about education outreach. I write children's books and illustrate them, and we tell the stories about animals planting seeds for kindness.
Okay.
And in 2019, we started a farm sanctuary. So now we have an education sanctuary where we actually take in animals and then have people come out and connect with them. So we build the human-animal bond.
Okay. So now do you have your, I know you said you sometimes still go into the schools, but do you have the schools come out to the farm now? Okay, I was going to say that'd be a lot more fun.
Yeah, so we do. We've had a few field trips. We have the Girl Scouts come out all the time and do like little service projects, and then they get to meet the animals. And then we have private moms who teach at home. And then sometimes just groups that want to come out and meet with the animals and learn. And so it's a learning opportunity. So a lot of people never get to experience being close to a horse or a pig. And so they get the opportunity to actually get in the field and actually engage with those animals and learn about them and hear their rescue stories. They're all rescued, all the animals.
That's great. Both my grandparents had farms, so we probably every animal in the South that you can think of, we probably had. But I do know that when we would spend our summers down there, we go back home. I'm from Michigan, and then we would tell stories to our classmates, and they would just look at us like we're crazy because they had never been near any of those type of animals.
Yeah. We have chickens and a bunny too, and so everybody comes out there and they're just amazed by the animals, and they all coexist. So they all live together and interact, and so it's really fun. And people are just the seed gets planted, right? Because they don't normally see that stuff and get to engage, and then when they do, it kind of opens people's minds.
Okay. So do you find that they? So how do you think coming out there helps them, I guess, become more compassionate?
Well, so because all the animals are rescued, they get to hear the rescued story. So most people relate to dogs and cats. And we all know about dogs and cats need help, and they're in shelters, and they need homes. Well, so do horses, and so do pigs, and so do chickens, and so do bunnies. And so we get to share with people that those animals need help too. And they are oftentimes found needing rescue as well as dogs and cats. So it really kind of opens people's minds to, wow, my dog and cat needed a home, but so did this horse and this pig, and here's why. And we get to share about that, and it really kind of invokes conversation, and that's what we're all about. We're all about planting that seed and raising the conscious level of people.
Okay. I have a question for you. I lived in Oklahoma for a while, and really upscale condo. I look out my window every day, and my neighbor had a goat and chickens, and I was separating us with a fence line, right?
But that's fun, actually.
But I have a question. Is a lot of your rescues from maybe people that live in the city who did animals, but didn't realize the upkeep and or they populated and then become overpopulated and you had to rescue them?
Absolutely.
Okay,
so we tend to take a lot of animals from animal control facilities. Often they will get animals like farm animals, and they're not really equipped for that. So sometimes people will get a pig or maybe a goat or a chicken, and they don't realize the care that it needs, and they'll let them go, and so they become a stray animal. So we have a pig, actually one of the books is named after Oliver. Oliver was a stray pig in Jacksonville, running loose. Somebody let him go. Clearly was owned pig. He knows his name. He is very personable, and so he got picked up and rescued, and then he needed a place to go. So he's at the farm, and now he gets to live as a pig and then educate and let people come. He's so personable and friendly. You can just go right up to him and give him a belly rub, and he'll roll over. Just like a dog.
Just like a dog.
Yeah.
So, Jessie, I know you have a big event coming up in October. So tell us a little bit about that.
We do. It is our Farm Fun Halloween. We did it last year. It's our second time doing it. It was a big hit. So it's centered around Halloween at the farm. And kids and adults are able to come out, get a tour of the farm, and actually interact and meet the animals, feed them carrots and apples. And we'll have a couple of little games and a sitting area and some treats for the kids. And for anybody that buys a ticket, there's tickets online, so on our website, epicoutreach.org. They'll get some of the children's books as well for coming.
That is great.
Yeah.
So this runs from what to what?
It is on October 30th. It is from 11 to 1, and it's at the farm. We don't give out the address until you actually buy a ticket because we do live on site. I live on site at the farm, so we're not open to the general public unless you're coming to an event. So once you buy your ticket, we'll email you all the information on where to go and what to do and how to prepare for it. But it's really just a lot of fun, and people come out, they get to meet the animals, and you can come in costume too.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So October 30th, 11 to 1, right?
October 30th, 11 to 1.
Okay.
Yep.
So, Jessie, if someone wants to, get a hold of you, if they want to maybe, do a service project or learn a little bit more, how do they contact you?
Yeah, we do all of our visits at the farm. Most people want to come meet the animals. And so we do it RSVP, so you must reach out to us. So you can reach out to us via social media. On Facebook, we're Epic Outreach. You can also visit our website, epicoutreach.org, and all of our information is on there as well, our contact information. You can email us. It's epicanimals2015@gmail.com, and reach out to us, and that's how you set it up.
And Jessie, are these books available for sale on the website also?
These books are available on the website as well, and they're also on Amazon, Amazon.com.
All right, Jessie, thank you so much for talking with me today.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the time.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of On a Mission. To learn more about Jessie Miller and Epic Outreach, please go to iwannabuzz.com, and we'll see you next time on Buzz TV.
Wow, that was fantastic. What a great show, and what interesting businesses. Don't forget, if you need any more information, you can go to iwannabuzz.com. Bye for now.